I loved having you as a student. You challenged me and taught me just as much as I taught you. I am embarrassed to admit it, but I was afraid if you made friends, you wouldn't need me anymore. Princess Celestia, that is so not true. I will always need you. I think Starlight Glimmer might feel the same way about you, if that is what you're afraid of. Maybe it is, just a little. Here we are, after all these years, Twilight. We are living proof that letting someone spread their wings doesn't mean you no longer have a place in their lives. Thank you. Not gonna lie, hearing you and those random ponies say all those terrible things about me wasn't easy, but I needed to hear it. Why didn't you just tell me how you felt? I didn't want to lose you as a friend. Come on, it'd take a lot more than that to lose me. Our friendship is stronger than a few angry words. But it looks like you had a great time without us. Actually, not so much. Flurry got into some mischief, but it wasn't her fault. I shouldn't have agreed to watch her with such a jam-packed schedule. It was too much to juggle. But Flurry taught me an important lesson today. It turns out being the best aunt ever isn't about spending the most time with your niece, but spending quality time with her. And she taught me a really cool bear game, so I guess I learned two things. Maud, I thought you couldn't make a friend without my help, but it turns out you couldn't make a friend with my help. I underestimated you, and I'm sorry. Every pony, stop. I appreciate you sharing your thoughts, but I need every pony to respect mine. Other ponies may be experts in their fields, but animals are my field of expertise. And if I say this is what I want, then this is what needs to happen. Oh, for the animals, of course. It's okay, Lola. We all move at our own pace. Sometimes, all we need to do is believe in our dreams, and when we finally reach our goal, we know that it was worth what it took to get there, because the view will be even better than you imagined. It's just hard for me to believe he's not the same adorable little guy I found anymore. I understand, but doing things like you used to won't turn him back into a puppy. So, what do? Treat him like the dog he is and find new favorite things to do together. The truth is, I know you're not a little filly anymore, but it's just the last time we did all of those things together, I didn't realize it was going to be the last time. I loved doing those things with you. It's hard for me to let that go. Oh, Rarity, I love being with you too. That will never change. But maybe we could just try to do different things together? For your entire life, your parents gave you the confidence to believe in yourself. You're right. I was always so embarrassed by my parents that I didn't realize their support actually made me the awesome, confident, amazing, awesome, and awesome pony I am. And I took them for granted. I'm Big Mac's little sister, and these are my friends. We're sorry for everything we put you through today, Sugar Belle. Big Mac never would have gone through with all of those crazy, over-the-top, downright ridiculous attempts to impress you if we hadn't put him up to it. But we learned our lesson. Romance isn't about impressing any pony. It's about doing something that means something special to that pony you love. Like a lot. I got so carried away with being honest, I guess I didn't think about how I was making others feel. I thought I was just being honest when I said all those things, but some pony helped me realize I was actually being hurtful. So for that, I apologize. So, you don't think fashion is ridiculous? Well, I still don't understand it, but I appreciate how much it means to y'all and how much hard work you put into it. Oh, Luna, I can't do this. I was wrong. Your job is so incredibly hard. You have to battle nightmares and work in the darkness and do it all alone. It takes such a brave, strong pony to do what you do. And that pony is you. I walked a day in your shoes. I thought all you had to do was smile and be adored all the time. But I was wrong. There is so much more to it than that. I was afraid that if you saw exactly how different we are, you wouldn't want to be friends anymore. What? Why would you ever think that? Because you and I don't make sense to any pony else. That may be true, but we make sense to me. I never would have thought to make singing ginseng before I met you, but you've opened me up to so many more possibilities and impossibilities. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I like you because you're so different from me. Finding you and learning all about Mom and Dad, I feel like I found a piece of me I didn't even know was missing. Hearing their story makes me feel closer to them somehow. I'm sorry. I should have told you all about them sooner. And I should have been here. I can't believe I let a silly feud keep me from my family. Nothing's keeping you from us now. Let's not miss anything else. We were having trouble until we read your journal. It showed us that friends can go through all sorts of tough times and come through stronger than before. Fads come and go. Friendship is forever. There are worse things than not being able to do anything without being told I'm awesome. And we can't change the way other ponies think about us, but we can change how we let it affect us, or how we don't let it affect us. You guys should be mad at me. I was so worried about how it could go wrong, I didn't even think about how it could go right. I should have told my two friends about each other immediately, instead of assuming they wouldn't get along. Even if I do care about the hive, I obviously don't have a place there anymore. Actually, you do, because we've been wrong. The hive may be a gentler, nicer place, but that doesn't mean we won't have to defend ourselves, clearly. And who better to help us do that than the only changeling who never stopped protecting us? But I'm glad I realized that even if you're fighting for something good, you're still responsible for your actions. And if something bad happens that you didn't intend, you shouldn't give up hope or lose faith in yourself. Yeah, all you gotta do is make it right. I'm just glad I have all of you to remind me that even if I accidentally use magical remover potion on my mane, I can look good on the outside as long as I feel good on the inside. That's true. I certainly learned that if you don't take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of any pony else. there's more to me than just flying, and I bet there's more to you too. You're not worried about getting your cutie mark? Nah, I already know I'm a good flyer. It kind of runs in the family. I guess it's time to see what other stuff I can do. You will always have obligations as a princess, but you also have an obligation to yourself. I'm glad you all got to do the things you wanted, but I should have stood up for myself so that I could do what I wanted too. It wasn't fair of me to lash out at you. If I felt like you were standing too close, I should have said something. I know that I should have been honest with you from the start, because lying to your friends is wrong. And because getting rid of all of those pies was a giant hassle. I mean, do you have any idea how many pies you've made for me over the years? Yes, I know exactly how many. I have a very detailed piling system. Of course you do. The point is, I thought the hassle was worth it just to spare your feelings, but I was wrong. I don't know why I got so worried about us not having anything in common. Yeah, I kind of think it doesn't matter as long as we enjoy each other's company. But if it is wisdom you seek, look no further than your own pupil. She showed me that the power of friendship is a magical force indeed, and that in turning away from others, you hurt yourself as well. It's funny. I thought meeting my idol would give me all the answers I ever wanted, but instead, I forgot what I already knew. Good thing I had a student of my own to remind me. Some things you just can't teach with books. Some things you only know. So trust your heart and let us lead, and your friendship sure to grow. You see Mudbriar as a rock, but Maud sees him as a gem. Even if you never see past his dullness, you can see how happy he makes Maud. And to a sister, that's all that matters. I'd definitely rather be myself anyway, even if I don't exactly have what it takes to be a shop pony. I wouldn't sell yourself short. Those sales pony characters all came from you. Yeah, I think you totally have what it takes. Maybe a little too much. Indeed, you have all the inner strength you need, but I think we prefer it coming from our sweet, regular Fluttershy. I'm sorry I misjudged you for being older ponies. You mares are actually pretty cool. Your hippogriff heritage is something to be proud of, certainly. But you're more than just where you're from or who you live with. We love you because you're you, no matter where you choose to be. Something we forgot to add that both places have: family and friends who love you. You've guided me since I was a filly. You've given me knowledge and advice and friendship. Just once, I wanted to be able to give something back to you. I know what I did was wrong. I should have told you the truth. You had good intentions, Twilight, but you know that the truth is always better than a well-meant lie. Usually, Twilight or one of our other friends gets called to a place with a friendship problem to fix. But Starlight and I realized we came here to fix a friendship problem we already had. I'm sorry I've been avoiding coming home, Dad, but you can't keep treating me like a foal. I'm sorry, Sugar Bun. I just know how hard things were for you when you left home. I guess I wanted you to feel safe, like when you were young. Dad, I know I've made some mistakes, and I'll probably make a bunch more, but I learn from them. I think that's what growing up is. I'm sorry I never told you how much your plans bothered me, and I know you just want me to succeed, but I need to do that on my own. I remember how lost you were when you flunked out of magic school. I thought as long as you had a plan, you'd never feel that way again. You don't have to worry, Mom. I need to find my own way, and I definitely don't feel lost anymore. You know, it seems to me your map is saying we're not just your parents, we're your friends too. I hate to admit it, but this whole mess is kinda our fault. Yeah, no trophy is worth getting eaten over. They showed us what not to do so we'd figure out what we should do. Really? It took us a while to get it. Especially at the ravine. It would have been so much easier to just fly home. But instead, our professors built bridges the wrong way just to show us how important teamwork is. I suppose there's a lesson here somewhere about communication, talking instead of assuming, or eavesdropping is wrong. Wouldn't you say? Yep. I'm growing up. What if something even worse happens? You're supposed to grow up, but you'll always be you. And whatever happens, we'll get through it together. I guess I still have a lot to learn about friendship. Actually, I think you're doing all right. Sure, that was a really, really bad way to try to help your friends, but what matters is you wanted to. This is all my fault. I messed up my test on purpose so we could all go to school together. I'm sorry. Thank you, Cozy Glow. Honesty is one of the pillars of friendship. I had to stop thinking like a head mayor and start thinking like a guidance counselor to finally understand. You felt left out. I don't know what you're getting at. No pony ever invited you to the school. And when you offered to help, I didn't listen. I was so worried about doing things Twilight's way, I didn't stop to think about being a good friend. So, why are you admitting this now? I hated seeing all you fighting and blaming each other. That's the opposite of what all your holidays mean. Except maybe yours, Smolder. I can't keep all of you from the happiness of your homes and families just because I feel bad. My reputation isn't worth much if I won't risk it for what I think is right. It is a valuable lesson to stand up for what you know is true. If there's one thing I learned at Friendship University, it is not to give up when you know what's right. We don't have to love the exact same things to have fun together. I mean, imagine if we did. How boring would that be? When we give each other a chance to share the different things we enjoy, it can be surprisingly wonderful. Hey, it's one of those traveling ponies. Your song really inspired us. We decided we need to head off on the road to friendship too. It sure beats the road to deliveries. Yeah, sometimes traveling together is hard. You reminded us we could also make it fun. Thanks again. It's like the harder I try to convince Scoot they're dangerous, the more she likes them. You can't control her actions, only yours. Teach her what's safe and what isn't like a good role model, then hope she makes the right decisions. There's nothing you can do to stop me. You're right. You're your own foal, and you have to make your own decisions. I've been lucky enough to have some pony who thinks I'm the coolest, but there's nothing cool about making you feel like you'll never be as awesome as me. You are a living record of our history. Your stories can inspire and teach generations to come. If you're a statue, that's all lost. But will I ever really belong in your world? Rockhoof Yona's friend, so Rockhoof belongs. You were more concerned with each other's well-being than your own. You were strong when your friends were weak. You let each other in and showed that you would be there for each other, no matter what. Friendship is in your nature. How did you know you could control your temper? I didn't. I guess anger is like other feelings. It's not about having them, it's what you do with them. And giving up happiness to keep away anger is no kind of life. That's because you raised me. Now I finally have a chance to see how I'm supposed to be. I don't think you're supposed to be any different than who you are. It must be hard growing up, not really knowing who you are. That's the thing. I know exactly who I am and how I got that way. If you still want to search for your real family, I'd understand if you spent more time in the Dragonlands. I don't think so. I already know who my real family is. Friendship is powerful, but power isn't why you make friends. I'm sorry I couldn't teach you that. Well, you taught us. You can't let one bad apple make you think you failed. And we never could have stopped her if we hadn't learned what you taught us about friendship. I thought friendship was something only ponies should share with each other. But you all taught me how wrong I was. I suppose true friendship can take a lifetime to understand. If it were easy to learn, we wouldn't need a school. A good leader knows when to ask for help, but a great leader has the courage to admit when they've made a mistake and the strength to make it right. I guess I know when the time comes, as long as we're together, we definitely got this. Friends doing this the wrong way, all remembering Tree of Harmony for what Tree was, not what Tree is. You mean gone? No. Yona mean even though Tree not here, Tree here, in hearts. Tree made friendship even closer. Your friendship and the friendship of future generations will always be safe within these walls. Twilight, your late book was the best thing that ever happened to me. Now I'm not afraid to try things I might fail at. In fact, sometimes messing up teaches me more than getting it right. I know Quibble's trying too hard, but he doesn't want you to stop loving your dad. He just wants you to like him. And I think maybe there's enough room in your heart to do both. I know it's hard to imagine, but I'm really not all that sporty. I'm sorry I was trying so hard to convince you otherwise. I just really wanted us to get along, but I guess it backfired. Do you think we could start over? Yona, it doesn't really matter if you're a great pony or a horrible pony. You're the best Yona I know. I thought we were just teaching you how to have fun at the dance. We never meant to try to turn you into something you're not. Garble saved our eggs because he was strong enough to be who he is, whether you liked it or not. I grew up thinking it was okay to make fun of differences, but my friends have taught me to celebrate them. You're never too old to be a filly. There will always be work to do, but having fun together is something you never grow out of. You can't be expected to supervise your students every second of every day. Of course, being a school counselor is a big responsibility, but always being at work isn't fair to any pony. Turns out you're just like us, Scoot. You have an important job that only you can do. You love it, and it helps all of Equestria. Sometimes that means missing out on other things you love, like watching our daughter grow into a pony we're very proud of. Our work is our life's purpose. We could never quit, so there's no way we can ask you to do the same. You know, being with your sister all the time is hard, but being without her, it's even harder. Sometimes it's just tough being the little sister. It's not always easy being the big sister either. You started this factory because you didn't want to disappoint smiling faces, but in here, you can't see any. It does make a certain sense, sir. Spreading laughter has always brought you joy. But spreading laughter is what this factory does. Except you don't see it. You're a party pony like me. You need to make ponies smile in person. I just can't have funny ideas. I need to wander the land and see ponies laughing at them. You can run the factory, but I need to live. I figured out Cheese and I are pretty much the same. We both need to see ponies laughing to feel fulfilled, and I already do that. I know I haven't been a great coach because I don't care about cheerleading, but all of you do, and I care about you. So I guess maybe I care about Cheer Squad. And a good friend reminded me that I can make anything I care about totally awesome. Was this one of those things where you knew the lesson I needed to learn before I learned it? You mean like how you don't have to care about a thing other ponies like as long as you care about the ponies who like it? Nope. Don't know what you're talking about. Pinky, you were the best teammate I could ask for, but I let wanting to win keep me from seeing that. I knew you wanted to win, but I probably could have helped a little, and even if I couldn't, we still could have had fun, and I'm so sorry for not realizing it. I got so obsessed with one thing, I forgot what really mattered. No, that doesn't sound like you at all. Well, win or lose, nothing is more important than my friend or my team. I know how I used to react, but I really have changed. Panicking won't solve anything, but we can handle whatever problems come our way as long as we handle them together. We just wanted to say we're real sorry. You did tell us you changed. As your friends, we should have trusted you. Next time you say you're not gonna freak out, we'll believe you. When trouble brews between you two, turning sister against brother, true understanding is what's due. Each must come to know the other. And that's when I realized Fluttershy doesn't have to be the only one I talk to. I can come here and talk to all of you. And now that I know how much work goes into this place, I suppose I can kinda sorta help out every now and then. Now that I know what you go through every day, I understand why your time with me is so important. I promise to always make time for you. Friendships change, but just because Spike made a new friend doesn't mean he stops being yours. Friendships do change. Of course, Spike and I will always be friends, and I can get used to sharing him. Not every pony is right for every job, but every pony has something to contribute. The trick is finding out what. What if you and your friend can't figure it out? If you have a job to do, you have to decide what's best and be upfront and honest, even if that means you can't work with a friend on it. So, I guess that means talking to them at the beginning instead of stringing them along until you get so frustrated you totally lose it and say a bunch of really awful things. Understanding begins with listening. Maybe there is something to this whole listening to every pony thing. It doesn't always mean they're telling the truth, but every creature deserves kindness. I guess grown-ups aren't always perfect. They sure aren't, but young foals pretending to be grown-ups are even less so. The flower turned us into grown-ups, so we figured we can do whatever we wanted. But I guess that's not exactly true. We did everything real grown-ups told us not to and caused all kinds of trouble. And things could have been a lot worse. I guess we were pretty selfish. I'm glad you learned something. That's what growing up is, which is why you probably shouldn't skip any of it. It's just like baking. Sometimes it's the mistakes that help you discover something truly special. And when all the planning and grand gestures go wrong, it reminds you the most romantic things are usually the simplest. There will always be darkness in the world, but there will also always be those who find the light. The pillars knew this. That's why they created the elements of harmony. The elements showed me and my friends how strong our friendship could be. Together, we work to bring harmony to Equestria. But there will always be more to do, which is why we teach others about the magic of friendship, others who will continue our mission after we are gone. Now I truly understand. The elements were just symbols. The real magic has always been right here. And the more who understand how powerful friendship is, the stronger we will all be, together. Sometimes, friendships can be hard, and it takes work to maintain them. But without friends, things can be a lot harder. I guess if they don't have to fade away, maybe making friends isn't the waste of time I thought. But as for now, that's all there is. There isn't any more.